So I'm back here to talk about scale timing, right? Basically, when should you be weighing in or using this scale? Because sometimes we get distracted with what's happening and we just track whenever, and then we start to compare results as if they're exactly the same. And I'm saying that the timing of your scale is probably one of the most important things. First and foremost, be consistent. Do something either every day or every week and try to keep it as similar to the last time as possible. So that means keep the conditions as accurate and as constant as possible. This is why I want you to do something like after your morning elimination, like the first thing you wake up, eliminate, and then go and take your measurement. I want you to consider also the 24 hours prior to that measurement. What are potential influences on that scale result? Did you drink more or less water than you normally do? Did you have a heavy meal? Did you have a high carbohydrate meal, which means you held on to more water? Did you drink more or less alcohol? Did you sweat more or less? Did you do some extra exercise that you weren't used to and you're extra sore? Maybe you're holding on to a little bit more water. What are things that have influenced that potential result, right? So I want you to consider the 24 hours prior to that measurement. But I also want you to treat it like data. It's just a single data point. It's just a number. And I know that's sometimes easier said than done, but it's just a number. And sometimes measuring more often might help you to realize that it is just a number. And when you're looking at that measurement, I want you to take the average of the last 3 measurements. Don't look at that particular measurement on its own, but what's the trend of the last 3 measurements? Because it might be like down, down, up. And you realize, okay, the probably average is still going down. This is an outlier here, right? Or maybe it's up, up, down. Maybe that means that the trend is down. You gotta look at the average of the last 3. And that's why the more measurements you take, the more time you measure on the scale, the better, right? You're gonna be able to find a trajectory, be able to find an average much better. Make sure you're not measuring some haphazard time of the day, like after you're eating, maybe you drank a lot, you just worked out and you jump on the scale. That sweating is gonna influence your result. There's so many factors that can influence both your body fat measurement as well as your weight. Try to keep it as constant as possible. And again, I've said it before, in the morning is probably one of the best times after your morning elimination, but be consistent. Treat it like data and look at the average more than anything else because in the end, it's just a number. It tells you where you are in a specific moment in time, a snapshot of time, and then you have to go on and take that information to utilize to adjust your plan. But the timing of when you're weighing in and the things that happen at 24 hours prior or just before, in case you just worked out or you're sweating or you're hot or you're bloated or you're just after you've eaten, those things affect your scale measurement just as much as what's been going on with the actual changes. Thank you.